guys, today's video is not going to be a tutorial. Like I said in my last video, I've had some health issues going on recently, and because of that my skin has been really bad, and I really would rather just leave it, let it get some rest and sort of heal itself. So what I decided to do is just answer a couple of questions or frequently asked questions using videos or with the aid of, you know, demonstrations basically on what I do for certain things like beauty regimes and whatnot. And as you can tell by the title of today's video, there is this bird that's just making this ridiculous noise because I'm filming on the outside. I swear. What I'm going to be talking about today is hair growth in general, and I'm talking about both on my head and on my eyes, on my eyelashes, because those are, I think, those are two of the most asked questions that I get both in person and online. I think what today's video will focus on more is more or less the treatments that I use in order to keep my hair looking healthy and looking stronger, and mainly to keep my hair looking longer, to help my hair to grow much longer than it already is. My hair as it is right now is pretty long. Now this is my hair with absolutely nothing in it. The only thing that I have, the reason why it's looking this straight is because my sister sort of blew it out with the blow dryer for me, because I needed for my hair to be really dried quickly. Otherwise I normally don't use heat on my hair. So this is my hair. Let me just pull it forward and show you. So it is pretty long right now. I have some shorter bangs to the top here, and if anybody is interested in the type of haircut that I have, usually I cut my hair for myself, and I normally do like long rounded layers, but this time I had actually the hairdresser that my sister works at, she also does hair as well. She actually gave me a really great cut, which is basically a whole lot of really short layers like in the top part of the crown to give me some volume while keeping the length of my hair. So yeah, right now my hair, now if you see my hair kind of kicking up to the back, it's because I have a fan on me. It's super hot here. Right, so my hair right now is like past my it's like past my boobs, so it's like all the way down to here, and I have cut my hair just recently, and my hair grows really quickly, and it's not naturally so. I literally have to take care of my hair. It takes time. Main things, as I was saying, that I want to stress is that you can't expect to do these things, you know, for like a week and you expect results. You expect to see like 3 inches of hair. This takes time. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of effort, and I suppose it's just how important something is to you, if that you have to determine how serious you are about really taking care of it. Nothing that, I mean, it's just general rule of thumb, that saying that everybody has, and it's true. It sounds really cliche that nothing you want in life comes easy. So if you want really shiny, pretty, naturally healthy hair, you need to take care of it. You can't just do it 1 week and expect it to work, or because you don't see the results that you want immediately, it means to say that you give up on it. No, it takes some time. I would say it takes roughly about the health of the hair itself, like the shininess, the moisture that the hair has, the less dryness, the lack of split ends and stuff like that, you see almost immediately. So you do get that sort of instant gratification from it, but the length, which is what a lot of people usually ask me about, that growth period, you have to wait, I think, at least 2 to 3 months to see any sort of change with that. And I think one of the major ways that you tend to see it is you see like these little baby hairs to the front here. You will see it mainly in those, because I don't think a lot of people can really track hair that grows to the back of the head, because it usually grows very like a few millimeters at a time, so it's very difficult for you to keep track of. I think most people have a better chance of keeping track of the growth based on the little baby hairs that we have to the front here. So getting into it now, what I'm going to talk about firstly is what I do with my hair. Now I do this, I try to do this every week. If I can't do it every week, I would do it more or less twice for the month. And what that is, it's a combination sort of oil soak. And I know that long time we had these people talking about putting different oils in your hair. Your grandmother or whoever may have told you to use this and that, and it's sort of cliche, especially me being I think among the East Indian people, it's sort of that oil head kind of thing. Like people were teased. I remember people being teased for that in school, but it literally works. I mean, they knew exactly what they were speaking about, and now that I'm older, I understand why that was actually so beneficial. So it's literally that. It's literally a combination of oils that I use, and I would put it in my hair. Let me go ahead and show you the oils that I use. The first one is actually good old coconut oil. But it's not the coconut oil that we get locally. You can use coconut curd, which I've seen in some of the health food stores. But basically, you want it to be, what do you call this? What is it called? This is the Dr. Bonner's Magic All-in-One Fair Trade and Organic Fresh Pressed Virgin Coconut Oil. And this is the whole kernel unrefined. Basically, you want to look for virgin coconut oil, and you want to make sure that it's cold pressed. And let me just zoom in on this for you guys. And what this is basically they use a machine to extract this cold, so that you don't. Let me see if I can. This is what it looks like. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It is basically a clear. You see how clear that is? When the temperature gets cold, this actually goes to a solid form. So it's not the coconut oil that you are using in like your grocery, or the ones that you're buying from the neighbor who does make coconut oil in the back there, who frying up a coconut. Basically, when they use cold press, they retain all of the moisture that is naturally in the omega-3 fatty acids. That's what we want to sort of harness. And when you use a cold press method and you don't heat it, it retains all of the moisture, it retains all of the omega-3s, and it has the most nutrient rich product that you can get from that. Now, the coconut oil that you would get from Tanti down the road, or from the lady who frying it in a pot, it's not as bad. But obviously, once heat hits any sort of oil, they tell you this with olive oil and any sort of oil that you use in general, that once heat hits oil, it changes the properties of that oil. It changes the nutritional benefit of that oil, which is why they say that for you to get the benefits of like olive oil when you eat it, oh my god. Okay. Which is why for you to get the beneficial properties of that oil, you have to eat it sort of cold, like as salad dressings and stuff like that, with bare minimum heat. It's the exact same thing for this type of oil. So if you can get the cold pressed one, I actually ordered this on Amazon, and if you go on Amazon, you can type it in and look it up. I think in total it cost me, I think, close to about 150 TT for this bottle. But again, it depends on what it's worth to you. If you want to use the oil that you can get from the neighbor or from wherever, you know, some old Indian woman who makes good oil, you can go ahead and use that. It probably will work the same way. I just think that it's more better to keep the oil in its purest state as possible. And of course, you use the whole kernel, which simply means that they press both the white part and the brown part together, and that gives the most nutrient dense product that you can have. So I use this generally. Now this is, as I said, I paid about $150, and if you can see the level, it's not that far down, and I got this about 3 months ago. So literally you use very little, so it will last you for a long time. And natural coconut oil will not go rancid on you. It actually is a really natural, it has sort of antibacterial properties. You can look it up, you can Google it if you don't believe me. It actually won't go rancid on you, and that is a good sign of the quality of oil that you're getting. So aside from the coconut oil, what I also mix into that, and I would do like 4 parts coconut oil to 1 part each of these other oils. So in other words, when they say 4 parts, if I use like 4 tablespoons of coconut oil, I would use 1 tablespoon each of the other oils. So it just depends on what you're doing. The other oils that I add into this are rosemary oil, and you can get these at any pharmacy. I got some of them at Super Farm. You can get this. This is what it looks like. It does have a little bit of a scent to it, but I think it's more like, you know, that sort of eucalyptus sort of evergreen smell that Vicks has. It's that type of scent, so it's not a bad, offensive scent. The coconut oil smells, oh my god, it smells like a pina colada in your head. Like, I swear, you have to smell this. It is actually safe to eat, it's organic to eat, and it's actually healthy to eat as well too. But aside from that, right, so I have rosemary oil, which if you look up the benefits of this, it actually really is great for hair loss. I would do, as I said, 1 part of this to 4 parts of the coconut oil. I also use peppermint oil, which again you can get at any pharmacy. It's regular peppermint oil, and same thing, I would use 1 part to 4 parts. Now the only thing I would caution you about with peppermint oil is that if you have dry scalp, or if you have a tendency to get an itchy, flaky scalp, I would probably cut the amount by half. So if rather than using 1 tablespoon, I would say use half of a tablespoon. Now the rosemary and the peppermint oil, basically what they do is they have that sort of a tingly sensation, and what that does is it stimulates blood flow to the scalp and to the roots of the hair, and it actually gets the nutrients that the hair is supposed to have. It gets it there faster because the blood flow is increased at the base of that hair shaft, which is basically what we have to treat. I mean, everything from here down is basically dead hair, and as much as we can condition it, it's never going to change anything about that hair other than the way that it looks. But for healthy hair, you first have to start at the scalp. The only other thing I may add to this mixture from time to time is if I get a lot of buildup, or if I get, you know, some people have dandruff, or I have this thing that I get, I have no idea what it's called. I think I researched it one, but I forgot the name. It's sort of like, you know, babies have cradle cap when they're now born. This sort of like, it's like a dandruffy kind of thing, but it's sort of oily looking, and it's like a buildup that sticks to the scalp. That's what I get from time to time behind hair, and what happens is, I think when I sweat a lot at the gym, that happens, so it tends to build up there, and it's like an oily dandruff type thing. I'm sorry if I'm grossing you guys out, but from my experience, a lot of people have told me that they get the exact same thing. Usually if that happens and I have like a buildup of that, I would actually get tea tree oil, which is an antibacterial oil, and I would put a couple drops in there. Just like the peppermint oil, you want to be a little bit careful with the tea tree oil because it can have a tendency to dry out the scalp as well too. So I think just a couple drops in there, like 6 drops, should do the trick. And what I would do is I would normally do that on my 3rd day here. I don't wash my hair every day. Usually I go about 2 to 3 days without washing my hair, sometimes even longer, to be honest with you. And that actually in and of itself helps to keep the hair moisturized. It helps us keep the scalp nice and moisturized as well too. And what I would do is I would wear my hair for 3 days, and on the day that I know that I have to wash it, if tomorrow is the day that I wash my hair, I would take this mixture of oil, put it in a little dish, mix it up, and I would just take my fingers and firstly start on the inside of the scalp. Usually what I do beforehand is I take a little bit of water, just sort of run it through my hair. You don't want it to be saturated, you just want your hair to be a little bit damp. That way you use less of the actual oils, and it's easier able to spread throughout the hair without you having to have like this whole oil down looking head. And I would just take a little bit of that, put it in my hands, and just use my fingertips and sort of massage it into the hair. And you want to take your time and really get that into the roots of the hair, and that little massage that you do is going to again draw blood up there, and it's going to better accept the nutrients and the oils and everything like that. And then whatever I have remaining, I usually distribute all the way towards the end of the hair. Another oil that I like as well too is actually called castor oil, and everybody knows what castor oil is, but this is actually a really good oil for really dry, damaged hair. So if you have hair that's dry and damaged from chemical treatments, this is a really good oil. The only caution I have with this oil, it's very thick. And because of that, it can be a pain in the ass to try and get it out of your hair afterwards. So what I recommend using this with is with a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is simply a thinner oil that you can mix this into to get the benefits. Carrier oils are usually like almond oil, which I love. Sometimes I actually mix almond oil in with my coconut oils and my rosemary and peppermint and so on. Almond oil is actually really great for your hair as well too, and for growth and just general moisturizing. And I would probably use the castor oil with either a little bit of almond oil. You can use avocado oil, which is a little bit more costly, or you can use good old extra virgin olive oil. Just make sure that it's virgin olive oil. right? And I mix a little bit of this in, again 1 part to 4 parts, and I would use this mainly at the roots of the hair and along the ends especially, or anywhere that's a little bit damaged and needs a little more attention. So yeah, I love castor oil. And that's basically what I would do. The only fan of the argan oil, I use the One and Only brand, and that's basically what I use in my hair after, you know, after I've washed my hair. That's what I use when it's about 75% dry. I put a little bit of that throughout my hair, distribute it, and that's basically what I use in my hair. Yeah, so that is dealing with my hair. Now the other thing that I'm asked as well is my eyelashes. And a lot of people are like, oh my god, because I've been to clients. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit more. Now I have been, obviously I'm a makeup artist, and I go to, you know, a ton of clients all over, and I would, you know, explain to clients like their options, and usually false eyelashes is one of those things that I would suggest to them. Explain to them, they usually think that false eyelashes are like the Coskel looking ones that you would do for carnival or for like dramatic photo shoots and stuff like that. So usually I would explain to them, I say no, it's not like that. The ones that I use are very, very natural looking, and most people can't tell that you have them on. They just look a little bit fancier, not fancier, but your eyelashes look naturally fuller and they look naturally longer. So they would be like, so basically like what you're wearing, and I have to tell them, I say no, these are mine. They're my eyelashes, because I suck. I'll be honest with you guys, I suck at putting on false eyelashes for myself. I am blind as a bat, number one. So for me to see, to actually put the lashes on for myself, it's horrible. When you see me do lashes off camera, it just looks like I'm poised when I come back. But let me tell you something, there's a half an hour off camera where I'm cussing and gluing my eyelids shut and sticking all of my lashes together before it actually gets to the point that I can come back on camera. So yeah, it's a hot mess when I try to do eyelashes on myself. So because of that, I usually try to take care of my eyelashes so that they would grow healthy and they would grow much longer, that I don't need to use false eyelashes. And one of the main things that I use on the lashes, one of the things I should say that I recently started to use, is actually the same castor oil. And this is regular old castor oil from the drugstore. You want to get a good quality brand, of course, not necessarily the cheapest that you can find. How I do it is I literally take a little bit. I would wash my face at night, do my regular nighttime routine. So I wash my face with my cleanser. I would put on a little bit of moisturizer as well, and then I would take the castor oil, and I usually have, I usually take like these little disposable spoolies that look like this, a little eyelash disposable spoolies, and I would dip a little bit into the castor oil, and I would just run, literally run through both the tops. Let me show you. I would literally run through both the top like this, and then run through behind the lashes just like that, and make sure that they're coated. What I also do as well too, this is really hydrating, so what I do as well too is I would take a little bit out on my hand, and I actually put it all the way underneath the lower lash line, and by doing that I get it into the lower lashes as well. Now I have on barely any makeup, and excuse my jacked up eyebrow on this side here, which is growing back, because I kind of screwed that up. I kind of fucked that up. So yeah, that's growing back, which is why I'm not doing any tutorials, and it's not really noticeable here. It's not really noticeable on this eye so much because I have nothing on this eye. Let me see if I can. I have nothing on this eye, but if I look up, you can see. You can see on this eye, if I look up, this is what they look like without anything on them, both lower and upper. And this one on the other hand is what my eyelashes look like with mascara. So you really see how long they are. Let me look up and show you. You really see how long they are when I wear mascara. If you guys want to see my mascara, Lord. If you guys want to see my mascara routine, yes, I have a routine, an entire routine for mascara on how to get your lashes to look like this with mascara. please let me know, give the video a thumbs up and I will do that video for you guys soon. So yeah, this is what they look like with mascara, and this is absolutely no fakes, nothing here, these are all mines. And right, so now that we've seen that, so I would use the castor oil now, but if you can't get the castor oil, I'm telling you, one of the things that I used to do before the castor oil is actually use Vaseline, regular old Vaseline. And I use the Vaseline brand. I mean, I've never really experimented with any other brands before, but I use the Vaseline brand, and I would get a little bottle and I put it on my bed head or my nightstand, and I put that there right next to my bed head, because it would be literally no excuse for me to do it. So even if I'm in bed and I'm feeling lazy, it's literally right there. And what you literally get a little bit between the fingers like this, and then I would just literally go through and sort of coat the lashes in that way. And it is safe to use around the eyes. In fact, if you check the back of the directions on the actual Vaseline bottle, you will see that it's actually you can use it as a eye makeup remover for waterproof mascara and stuff like that. So it is very safe. Of course, if Vaseline is all you have, just try that for a few weeks and you will see for yourself that your lashes will get longer. The way that this works is because your lashes, just like your hair, has a cycle. Like your hair would go through a period where it starts to shed after a while, and it's just basically you know, dropping out old dead hairs and dead shafts and stuff like that. It's the exact same thing that happens with your lashes, except with the lashes it tends to be a little bit more of a quicker cycle. I think it's 14 to 21 days, and because of that you find that you don't really see a lot of growth. When you do things like the Vaseline or the castor oil, what they do is they add moisture to the lashes. So when these lashes usually get dry and brittle, they fall out naturally. So the more moisturized they are, actually the longer they stay in. So it's not as much your lashes, they do grow, but then they also look fuller as well too, because the lashes are staying in for a much longer period of time as opposed to dropping out when they get dry and brittle. So overall it just contributes to a bigger, more fuller looking eyelash. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions on any of the treatments that I have or discussed, let me know, leave a comment below for me. Also, if you want to see me do my mascara routine for the way that I get my eyelashes to look this way, please thumbs up the video and I will definitely try to get that out for you guys. Please be sure I have listed like all of my social networks on the underneath. I have my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook page. I try to update my networks at least once a day. So if you're looking for updates, you can join those networks, follow me on those networks for daily updates and stuff like that. Great pictures of hauls and stuff that I take that don't necessarily make it to the YouTube channel. So those are really good alternatives if you really want to see like stuff that I'm buying and stuff that I'm hauling and stuff that I'm recommending. They're really good links to follow if you want to be sort of involved in those posts and stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and please remember to rate, subscribe and share this video if you enjoyed it.